how many hours that first year, or even that first 6 months, do you put in? Not only do you watching your team's VODs, but how many hours do you put into watching like the other team's VOD? Like I think
a good amount.
Like,
I would say
Empire and FaZe probably they're crushing it.
Empire and FaZe for sure. I would say like I would put at least, so we would have our scrims. I'd put at least like another hour here and there.
Yeah.
Of like extra VOD time specifically for something, because you'd always look at, what are we not doing well? So let's say it's Ramaza P2 or something, right?
Yeah.
So I'll watch back other teams on Ramaza P2.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe the best teams on Ramaza P2, see what they're doing, see what we're not doing, kind of take it from there. And that's honestly what I've been doing. And that's how every team kind of works if they have someone dedicated to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like at that point, you don't have to recreate the wheel every time.
Right.
You're just like, okay, this works. Maybe they're not doing it the most efficient way. Maybe we can improve on it. But right now, this is how they're doing it, and it's working for them. So maybe we should try it, if it's going wrong for us at that moment.
Yeah. Where do you think we're at coaching-wise, analyst-wise, for like what the maximum potential could be?
Oh, I don't think we've scratched the surface.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think, I can get a lot of data for myself, but right now, there's no API. There's no advanced data that we have. Dude, the gold standard of data was a team of actors and guys. They had a team that was outsourced to like Colorado.
Right.
Data science guys. They built out the API for like the private API that I would use when I was on at MLG.
Yeah. And
tracking the data. 2018, World War II, gold standard data. Since then, all downhill.
Wow.
So like all the data I get now is just stuff I'm capturing myself.
Right. Yeah.
From VODs that are either from our scrims or from matches. But it's a lot easier in other esports, like API wise, CSGO demo wise.
Yeah. Everything
Everything is already tracked. The biggest thing for me is like, I know it's possible. And that's what kills me inside. Cause I've already experienced what's possible and what's not. It's not like you have to pay millions of dollars like these other sports to have these cameras around or these chips in people's jerseys or pads or whatever. It's literally all being tracked in the game already. Yeah. You just need that output to be able to do it. So
I think in I keep talking about Smash, but in Smash there's like a little program that somebody built from seemingly just the backbone of the game, the files of the game. They just built it. It's called Uncle Punch. I don't know why it's called that, but it's basically a training program. So like if you want to work on your ledge dashes, you click a program in this little game and your character's hanging on the ledge.
Yeah.
And you try to dash onto the ledge as quickly as possible. And as soon as you make it on, in an instant you're back on the ledge.
Yeah.
So people just practice their ledge dashes over and over
like
and
a
over.
Little sandbox mode.
Yeah. And there's that's just one of the hundreds of things that Uncle Punch has.
Could you imagine how much cooler, like just practice or not even cooler, but how much more beneficial some type of practice could be? I think even League has always had that same type of thing. Like, what if we could replay this team fight constantly over and over again?
Like we're, and this is probably like where like a challengers team or like a practice squad would come into play. But like you set up your guys, you set up a team of 4 of really, really good players on P4 and you're like, break the hill.
Keep trying to break.
Break the hill.
Keep trying to break.
Like we run this over and over. It's like soccer drills. It's literally like cross in, head it. Like you don't get really great at the very intricate parts of the game until you practice those intricate parts over and over and over and over again.
I think the cool thing about COD is to me, I think people, they downplay COD so much. I think respawn is so difficult. Like the idea of like every single decision you are making off spawn can affect completely how the change or how the map changes and how the map plays, and it can completely win you a game or completely lose you a game.
Yeah.
Other esports, there's a lot of, mental strength that you need to have and a lot of, quick thinking. I think respawn is downplayed so much.
I think
Halo, COD, that the way you have to be off spawn, it's mind-blowing to me that people aren't talking about it more, that it's like such a hard thing to do decision making wise. Like you are making constant decisions after decisions after decisions based on info that's just constantly being updated.
I don't know. I don't understand it either. Cause like, it seems like, I think people maybe compare it to the search and destroy aspect of COD to Valorant and CS.
Yeah.
And obviously those are, I think those shouldn't even be in the same ballpark. They're completely separate games. One's very tactical and the other one is a one life Call of Duty match. Like I think it's very different. I mean, the amount of skill it takes.
I mean, the skill gap in respawn is just so much higher.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, respawn COD, like just hardpoint, is so difficult at the pro level that I don't think people understand that. I think people realize that, it's a Swiss shooter. If you have good skill, you're chilling. Bro, if you have just one player that's not constantly making the right play, you're never going to win championship. You
not even not even like gun skill related.
Yeah.
Like, obviously all these guys can shoot. Obviously it's easier to shoot than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Which is another thing all in of itself. But that doesn't take away the fact that, like, if you rotate centimeter too much, or if you push up, you know, a little too much in the wrong spot, you've just lost your team the whole hill, and there goes 60 points.
Exactly.
Like, or if you make the right play, if you make the hero play, you hit a flank when when they were least expecting it. Now you've taken down 3 yourself. Like, a 3-piece in a respawn match is, dude, the amount of dopamine you get from that. It's just,
honestly, like, just situational wise, like, it's so hard to explain, because that one play where the guy gets a flank 3-piece can either be the game-winning play, or based on the situation, can completely lose you the game.
Yeah,
the exact same route.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I always thought respawn, it's just, at least hardpoint is just it's so massive, the skill game. Like, it's so interesting to see decision making, because I would 100% take someone with, the 75% gun skill, but 100% game sense over someone who's 100% gun skill, 50% game sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do think obviously you need kills. That's a given, but being in those right scenarios, right situations is just going to lead to those kills anyways. I think I always thought that you might see comments like, "Oh, this person's so stupid. Why would he do this?" And it's like, you don't realize what he's thinking in the moment. Like, there's so many different things.
Hundreds of hours of practice have gone into that one play that you just are like, this is stupid.
Like, why do you chow here, but you chow that 9 times out of 10, and it's a good play,
Exactly.